March 24th, 2003. American Apache helicopters tear through the Iraqi darkness. They're hunting the remnants of an elite Republican Guard division south of Karbala. Intelligence says there are at least 30 tanks that need to be knocked out before the infantry advances here. Everything seems normal. The crews are confident. They've trained for this exact mission 100 times. In a few minutes, they'll destroy the enemy armor and be back at base before sunrise. But in seconds, everything would change. Unknown to the Apaches, they are flying into the worst aviation ambush since the Vietnam War.
2 minutes to the target area. Spread to attack formation.
The Apache line extends 3 miles wide, each crew responsible for their sector. On the western flank, Lieutenant Jason King in Pale Rider 16 switches his tags between thermal and day TV mode.
Negative contact. No tanks in Sector 1 through 3.
500 meters to his right, flying at 100 feet, Captain Mike Stevens in Zeus 3-3 reports.
Sector 4 through 6, also negative on armor.
The radio fills with similar calls from across the formation. The 30 T-72s that intelligence promised were there aren't where they're supposed to be. They're not anywhere. 2 miles east of the main formation, Williams and Young in Vampire 1-2 descend to 50 feet, flying between palm groves along an irrigation canal. Their sector should have a full tank company. Young swings his sensors down, the FLIR showing hotspots everywhere.
Wait, multiple heat signatures in the buildings ahead. Looks like dismounted infantry.
Williams checks his fuel. They've been airborne for 93 minutes already, burning fuel at combat power settings.
Whatever we're doing, we need to do it soon. We've got maybe 40 minutes of fuel at this burn rate.
3 miles north of them, cut off from the main formation by navigation error, 2 Apaches from 6th Squadron, 6th Cavalry Regiment, Sabre 2-1 and Sabre 2-2, are even further into enemy territory. They don't realize they've flown past the intended target area. Captain Tom Rodriguez in Sabre 2-1 calls.
Lead, Sabre element. We're not seeing any tanks up here either. Are we in the right grid?
Before anyone can answer, every light in Karbala goes black. Total darkness for 2 seconds. The entire power grid shut down simultaneously. Then they flicker back on. That's when the sky explodes. From every rooftop, window, and field, muzzle flashes erupt like deadly fireworks. Green tracers from PKM machine guns streak upward from the north. Red tracers from ZU-23 twin-barreled cannons arc in from the west. The eastern sector lights up with RPG launches, their smoke trails spiraling up. NSV, heavy machine guns on building corners, send streams of 12.7mm rounds into the night. Even AK-47s join the barrage, thousands of them, fired by militiamen, farmers, regular army. Anyone with a weapon is now firing skyward.
Contact, taking fire from all directions.
The radio explodes with calls. Every Apache is being hit simultaneously. This isn't random fire, it's a coordinated ambush. The Iraqis have been waiting. In the western sector, Lieutenant King feels Pale Rider 16 shudder as 7.62mm rounds from PKMs slam into the armored belly. The impacts sound like hammers on steel. Then something bigger punches through. A 12.7mm round from an NSV tears through the canopy and into him.
I'm hit! I'm hit!
His pilot, Captain Jeff Johnson, banks hard left, diving toward the deck to get below the angle of fire.
Hold on, King. How bad is it?
King presses his hand against the wound.
It's bad!
Johnson pulls collective, climbing to get out of small arms range while keying his radio.
Pale Rider 16 declaring medical emergency. My gunner's hit. Need immediate RTB.
800 meters north of Pale Rider's position, Apache callsign Bone Crusher 4-2 takes an RPG to the tail rotor. The warhead detonates against the rotor hub, sending shrapnel through the tail boom. Hydraulic fluid sprays out everywhere.
We're losing hydraulics. Control's getting sluggish.
The pilots fight their sticks as the Apache becomes harder to control, drifting north away from the formation, deeper into the ambush zone. On the eastern edge, 2 miles from the main fight, Williams and Young are taking concentrated fire from 3 directions. Iraqi positions have formed a crossfire. Rounds spark off their armor plating. The master caution panel lights up. First one system, then another.
Engine chip light. Transmission pressure warning. Hydraulic pressure dropping.
Young tries to return fire with the 30mm, but every building seems to have shooters.
Which target? They're everywhere.
Williams makes a hard right turn to escape the crossfire when a 23mm cannon round punches through their tail boom, severing the tail rotor control cables completely. The Apache immediately starts spinning.
Tail rotor failure! We're going down!
3 miles north, completely separated now, Sabre 2-1 and 2-2 are in their own fight. They've stumbled into what seems like an entire Iraqi mechanized company, BMPs. trucks with mounted weapons, even a ZSU self-propelled anti-aircraft gun. Rodriguez in Saber 2-1 makes a command decision.
Saber 2-2. Ripple fire. All Hellfires. Everything on that road gets lit up.
16 Hellfire missiles streak down from the two Apaches. The convoy disappears in a chain of explosions, each missile finding a vehicle. Secondary explosions indicate ammunition cooking off. The ZSU tries to traverse its guns upward but takes a direct hit.
Good hits. 16 vehicles destroyed.
But their attack has revealed their position to every Iraqi position in the northern sector. SA-7 man-portable missiles launch. The smoke trails corkscrewing up.
Missile launch. 2 missiles. Break right.
Both Apaches dump flares and dive toward the rooftops. The missiles explode harmlessly in the flare cloud, but now they're at building height, in range of every rifle across the city. Back in the center of the formation, the battalion commander tries to restore order.
All elements. This is Longbow 6. Weapons free. Engage all targets showing hostile intent.
But most enemy positions are in mosques, schools, and houses. The pilots hesitate. Years of training about minimizing civilian casualties, conflicting with their survival instincts. An Apache spots Iraqi soldiers setting up a RPG firing position in an open field.
Finally, a clear target.
The gunner switches to 30mm and fires a 20-round burst. The high explosive rounds walk across the position, each impact throwing up dirt until contact. The RPG threat has been silenced, but this small victory is short-lived. In the western sector, King is fading fast. His co-pilot has climbed to 2,000 feet, trading altitude for speed, racing south toward base. But their left engine, damaged by the ZU-23 round, suddenly flames out.
Engine 1 failure. Fire warning.
Johnson hits the fire suppression, but they're down to one engine, overloaded with weapons, 20 miles from base. Below them, another Apache, Dealer 5-7, has its entire nose section shot off by concentrated 23mm fire. The TADS and gun are simply gone, leaving a gaping hole. The pilots can see straight through to the ground below. Somehow the Apache keeps flying, the pilots nursing it along on emergency hydraulics. To the north, Saber 2-1 and 2-2 are running on fumes. Rodriguez checks his fuel gauge.
8 minutes remaining at current power settings. Lead Saber element. We're bingo fuel, cannot make it back to base. Request immediate guidance to emergency LZ. Saber, nearest secure LZ is 15 miles south. Can you make it? Negative. We have maybe 5 minutes.
Below them, more Iraqi vehicles arrive, reinforcements drawn by the burning convoy. Machine guns open up from 3 directions. Saber 2-2's engine suddenly coughs.
Engine failure. Fuel starvation. We're going down.
The Apache enters auto-rotation, falling like a 20,000-pound brick. The pilots fight to control the descent, using the rotor's stored energy to cushion the impact. They aim for an open field between 2 buildings. The Apache slams down hard, landing gear collapsing, rotor blades flexing down and chopping into the tail boom. Both pilots survive, but Iraqi vehicles are already racing toward them.
Get out! Get out!
Saber 2-1 circles overhead, watching his wingman's crew sprint from the wreckage. Rodriguez faces an impossible choice: abandon his fellow pilots or run out of fuel trying to protect them. He makes one gun run, spending his last 400 rounds of 30mm on the approaching vehicles. 2 trucks explode, buying precious seconds. His low fuel alarm screams continuously now.
I'm sorry, I'm at 0 fuel. I have to go.
He turns south, engines sputtering, looking for anywhere flat to crash land. On the eastern flank, Williams and Young fight their dying Apache toward a marsh they spotted earlier. No tail rotor authority means the aircraft spins continuously. Williams has to time his control inputs with the rotation, flying in brief windows when the nose points the right direction. They're at 50 feet, spinning like a top, when the marsh appears.
Brace for impact.
They hit hard, the Apache's belly crumpling as it slams into the shallow water. The armored cockpit holds, but water floods in through shattered panels. Both men struggle with their harnesses, finally freeing themselves. Their radio is destroyed, waterlogged. They can hear other Apaches overhead but can't transmit. Iraqi voices carry across the marsh. Search parties are already mobilizing. The battalion commander surveys the catastrophe. Vampire 1-2 confirmed down in the marsh. Saber 2-2 crashed in the north. Multiple aircraft streaming smoke and fluids. His own Apache has taken 12 hits.
All elements, break contact. Emergency RTB. Get out now.
But the withdrawal becomes its own disaster. Apaches scatter in all directions, each crew fighting their individual battle for survival. Navigation systems are shot out, radios failing, pilots flying on instinct and terror. Two Apaches nearly collide in the darkness. Both have lost situational awareness and can't see each other on damaged displays.
Watch it. Apache on your left.
They miss by 20 feet, rotor blades almost intermeshing. More Apaches struggle with battle damage. One flies with its entire canopy shot away. The pilot's exposed to 120 miles per hour winds, their eyes streaming tears. Another has lost all hydraulics and requires both pilots on the controls just to maintain level flight. Zeus 3-5 has no working instruments. The pilot flies by looking at the ground, using roads as navigation. In Palarider 1-6, King has lost consciousness. Johnson flies alone, oil streaming from the damaged engine. Temperature gauge is redlined. Every warning light on his panel glows. The Apache shakes violently, parts falling off. He keys the emergency frequency. Any station, Palarider 1-6, single engine, single pilot, need vectors to base. One by one, the battered Apaches struggle into Tactical Assembly Area Vicksburg. Sabre 2-1 makes it on fumes, both engines flaming out as the wheels touch down. The pilots coast to a stop and sit in stunned silence. Ground crews run toward the damaged helicopters in shock. These aren't aircraft anymore. They're flying colanders. Palarider 1-6 declares medical emergency on approach. Johnson somehow lands the stricken Apache as medics rush to extract Lieutenant King. He's severely wounded but alive. Within 12 hours, he'll be in surgery in Germany. The maintenance chief begins his count. 29 Apaches returned out of 31 that launched. Every single one has significant battle damage. But what's worse than the damaged birds are the air crew still left behind enemy lines. In the marsh, Williams and Young evade for 6 hours, hiding in irrigation ditches, moving through knee-deep water. Iraqi search parties pass within feet of them. Finally, armed civilians spot them trying to cross open ground. They surrender and are handed to Iraqi forces. The crew from Sabre 2-2 is captured immediately after their crash. All 4 pilots will appear on Iraqi television the next day, paraded as prizes. They'll spend 3 weeks as POWs before Marines rescue them during the fall of Baghdad. The 11th Attack Helicopter Regiment is finished as an effective fighting force. It will take a month of repairs before they can fly combat missions again. When they do, everything changes. Always with artillery preparation to soften the target area, always with fighter escort, never alone behind enemy lines. Want to know more? We can't show it all here without YouTube slapping this video with a warning. But we can show you on Patreon. To watch the full-length video completely uncensored, subscribe to my Patreon page, where there are no restrictions on what we can tell and show you there. Scan the code or use the link in the description now to watch the full video. Bye for now.